So far, do we have associated costs of using the Peachtree City facilities or the Clayton County facilities for our teams? They just let us use them?
No, they charge
I
us.
don't know what they are.
They charge.
Athletic?
They charge athletics, the swim teams.
Now they're talking about in the future, because they are having a hard time making budget and may not be able to put up the bubble, that if they do put up the bubble, I think it's, I could be wrong on this amount, but it's close to $300,000 a year to put that up, that we would have to pay a substantial portion of that on an annual basis. Right now, it's just a per hour usage fee.
Mm-hmm.
When we use Clayton County for our home meets, we have to pay a certain flat fee every time we use it. I don't know what that is at this point. But
It
it's a
might
certain
be interesting for a good comparison.
Now, I can't help but think that raising the fees versus using Clayton is going to be cheaper than spending $10 million.
Oh, yeah, it would be
Well,
cheaper.
I'm not saying we wouldn't love to have this, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, but also there's other costs of using that pool, the transportation and all that stuff. Besides, I think that participation was pretty tough from my end of town to get to Kedron by 6 o'clock in the morning. I really don't see us at the Aquatic Center in Jonesboro as early as they start. You know, that I think that would seriously damage the whole swim team program if that's what that came down to, is having to use that Jonesboro facility.
Also, you could use a facility like that for swim lessons for students, for PE, and you could use it for senior citizens during the day, or stay-at-home mothers or fathers with their children during the day to use the facility as well when it's not being used by the school
What happened to the
or
YMCA?
the community.
Yeah,
What happened to the YMCA's fundraising?
The YMCA is still raising funds, but they're way behind on it because of the economy, and we don't see them being able to come up with the funding in the near future.
What is the likelihood of between now and August the 4th getting something like a commitment from the county to participate in something like that? That looks like a big old if this, then that.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
There has been no commitment yet, but I know there's been discussions, and we certainly can pursue that and find out if we can get one.
Because, I mean, that's such a county recreation type item for us to be taking over, but we've got stadiums and they've got stadiums, and we've got baseball fields and they've got baseball fields, so.
We do know the recreation plan does ask for one based on their study, but it doesn't say, and they said some kind of collaborative, but it doesn't say how. It doesn't spell it out.
How specific do you have to be in that kind of language for something like that?
I think this is something that we need to get ironed out pretty quickly. If this is something that we potentially don't want to do, we need to know this soon.
Because, I mean, I could easily see the taxpayers following along with the debt service and the technology and the textbooks and the facilities and the transportations being things that we have already made sacrifices in terms of keeping up our facilities and what we're offering the students. But that's not something, that's a little cherry on top that I still think we need. It's not that I'm against having it, I'm just afraid for some of the voters it might be a deal breaker. And that scares me about the rest of the things that we aren't a cherry on top.